Hi, everybody. Hi, Michael. Welcome to my dress-up party. Oh, there's my favorite girl, the Found Fashion. Hi, Tom. Hi, Kiki. And Groove, Renato Groove. Hi, all the way from Mexico. And we have Howard. Hi, everybody. Strictly Santy. Hi, David. Well, welcome to my dress-up party. It's Wednesday, it's 5:15, and I am so excited about sharing with you an incredibly special person. And I can't bring him on yet because I've got to talk about him. He's so special. I have so much to cover. And I know that I'm wearing my favorite parrot and my favorite palm tree glasses, and I will be taking them off, but I wanted Michael to be surprised. The theme of our show tonight and today is Michael Tavano is a major, talented interior designer, way above and beyond an interior decorator, which is what I am. And the title of what we're going to be discussing today, and I want to hear what Michael's going to have to say about this, is Crossing Dressing with Home Style. Now, I know what that means, but I'm curious to see what it means to Michael. And before we start, I'm going to take the liberty to share with you on a serious note that Michael and I are totally aware of the challenges that we are all facing, personally and globally. And out of respect and acknowledgement and in solidarity with the voices that needed to be heard and continue to need to be heard, we had made a mutual decision to ponder and to pause our live party with you last week. And I'm really grateful that his busy schedule allowed him flexibility to be able to come on this week. You know, we also discussed in doing our dress-up party, my dress-up party, is that it's so important to hold on to who we are. It's very important to create beauty into our lives, to make our lives a place that are joyful and happy and free. And when we feel good about ourselves, our health, our feelings, and our surroundings, we are able to go into our worlds with great support to help other people. And that's what Michael is the epitome of. He is a kind-hearted, generous of spirited person, and he's so loving and giving. I've actually forgotten how I met Michael, and I can't wait to hear what his story is going to be. So let's all join our hands together in solidarity and bring Michael Tavano on. And Michael, now put your request on to come on to my dress-up party. And I cannot wait to see you. So here comes Michael. Okay. So I see a lot of hearts. Dirk Pedigree, Susie Cadena. Oh my goodness, my graphic designer is on. She's going to do a critique, I'm sure, at some point. Okay, Michael, I'm waiting to see you. Oh, we love Michael. I think it's Michael's. Okay, I see.
Oh my God, Patricia, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot.
Can
wait,
you
one-
turn your
one-
camera the
one
other
minute.
way so we can see your
I'm sorry,
full body?
Give me 2 seconds. Sorry.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
my
no, no,
God.
no, no. I want to see
Oh,
your
Patricia,
bodies.
I'm so sorry. I screwed up, Patricia. Give me 1 second. I'll be ready in a minute.
Okay, well,
Just a minute. Oh, Patricia,
Michael
it's just
has
gonna.
the. Okay,
I'll
Michael
just be a
has the.
second. I'll just be a second,
That's
Patricia.
okay.
Sorry.
Michael, I got it. We know
Sorry.
that
Oh
you
my
can
God. I'm so
transform a
sorry.
house. We can transform a house from nothing to something, and I'm sure you can transform yourself from something to nothing to something even more.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot about today.
Oh, well, what are you going to do about that to make up for it, seeing that I thought you loved and adored me and you were having sleepless nights I'm all dressed up for your garden party because I thought that that's what you didn't cancel your garden, did you today? Your garden
I
tour?
did not. I did not.
Well, Michael, I want to tell you something. First of all, on a lively note, I know that you end all of your correspondences with the two words happy thoughts.
Yes.
Tell me how that came about, and is that who you are, or did you think that that's what people wanted to hear, or
No,
no?
that's who it's always been a mantra of mine through life. Happy thoughts. Whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, I just kind of stop and say, happy thoughts, happy thoughts. So I started signing all of my emails that way in correspondence. And people really love it because it takes you out of your current mind space when you read that.
Well, I love that. So we know that obviously the people that are watching know you from your interior design world, but I obviously know that you're a drama queen because I know you knew you were coming on this show and you just decided to come on naked. Can you share a little bit with us what your thought process? Are you trying to? I'm unshockable. However, if you had lowered your camera, did you have underwear on, or were we completely? What was
I,
going on?
I,
What were you
complete,
thinking?
I was completely naked, Patricia. And
Okay.
that's how you inspire me to be all natural.
Oh, do I look au natural to you, Michael? So I want to thank my mother for joining us. I mean,
Hi, Mom.
she was very responsible for one of the things that we're going to be talking about today. So let me ask you a question. When I put a title to your coming on, Crossing Dressing with Design, what did you think I was thinking?
Well, at first, I thought you were going to show some of the pictures that I've shared with you that are not to be shared with anybody else. Much
Tell
like
us more
a
about,
very
wait. Tell us more about crossing dressing. Did you ever do that in your life before? Why don't we
Oh,
let your friends get to know you today,
of
Michael? Just
course
let
I
it all hang
have.
out.
I wouldn't have gotten my full gay card if I haven't.
Say it again.
I would not have gotten my full gay card if I haven't. Of
Really?
course, yes. Halloween was a high holiday.
Tell us more about that. You
Well,
have,
much like Beyonce has an alter ego, I had an alter ego.
and what did that look? What did that alter ego look like? Can you share a little bit with it and
Her well,
censor
her
yourself?
her name was Conchetta Genovese, and she was the heiress to the Genesee beer nut fortune. She was quite a story, and she loved going out in Boston in the 80s and 90s.
And what did she look like?
Um, she had lots of big hair, in very tight dresses with lots of feathers, and very high heels, big red lips. She was quite stunning.
And when did you decide to shelve her?
When the mice in the basement ate all of her.
Clothes? You
Yes.
mean her clothes?
Her
And
clothes, her wigs, her hats.
and then what happened to what was your next step? Is that when you were you born thinking I want to be an interior designer and I'm going to make these amazing projects? I mean, your list in your biography was just too long to even mention. It would have taken up the entire half hour of our day, of our dress up party. When did you cross over? And I'll tell you what the title meant to me. When I met you, I absolutely fainted. You have such an incredible personal style. I'm assuming that your new hairdo is part of it because you're buzzing your, I mean,
Yep. Just a little faux hawk.
a little faux hawk. And that, your dressing, I believe that as designers, and correct me if I'm wrong, that people who want us to redo their homes, transform their lives, appreciate and ask us to do that because they like our sense of style. And your style is so strong, and you're crossing dressing into style. Does that
Well,
translate into your design?
my fashion sense does that. That is a strong force in my design. And I do go through my clients' closets and see what their outfits are and what their style is, because I feel that the client's home needs to reflect on who they are, and I need to get to know who they are. And you do that by what they wear. My whole sense of design is when you walk into a client's house, I want you to know who they are, and that should express who they are, not who I am as a designer.
Has there been any shocks about who they are that wanted you to back out of creating what they could be?
Oh, there's been a few over the years. Over 35 years, there's been a few surprises that I've been asked to do.
Uh,
A few things to hide in the bedroom. I don't think I have to say any more than that.
I could push that envelope, but I won't. We want to keep this. Although, you know,
Sorry.
I like things to be provocative. I like them to have a little undertone here and there, and I can't think of a better person than to do that with than you.
Me?
You're always, yes. I mean, whenever
Never.
you call me, you're either wearing a party hat or so. I know that you built something very interesting in your garden that was very meaningful, having to do with what you feel as an expression of yourself and what's going on in the world today. And
Yes.
I was very moved by that. And I wanted to know if you would like to tell us a little bit more about it. I actually wrote that I'd rather make walls that delight people rather than walls that divide people, and to be able to move forward in our lives. And after you built this wall, I'm assuming you named it the Wonder Wall. Is that something you're going to keep up in your garden, which I've had the pleasure to be in, or is it a temporary?
No, it's permanent. And if you'd like, I could take you on a little tour of the garden.
I would love to see that. It's a perfect segue to your garden.
I'm very passionate about gardening. I am in the garden every day, and I'm very thankful that I had this to do during this time, and it allowed me to see the garden in different ways. So I don't know, should I turn the pit camera around, do you think, Patricia, and kind of describe, or?
Yeah, show us, first of all, I know that you just stand where we don't lose you so that there's enough wide. Hi, louder, lad. So that you can talk about whatever you would like, but I don't want to lose the connection, and and it's doing that now. So you can't go too far outside. So
Did I
Michael
lose you?
built a wall, and he used it. You have to stay in a place where you don't. Yeah. So I'm getting requested. Let's see.
Sorry,
the
I tried going off Wi-Fi.
Michael,
All right.
We'll lose you.
No, I'm good
Stay
through
there.
here. So,
Back
all right,
up.
so I'm going to turn the camera. So this is the wall that I was talking about. And I built this wall last week.
We're losing the voice part of it, Michael.
Oh, I'll go back. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Am I good?
I can hear you now. It's a little blurry. Yes. Can you stand back and just give us an overall view? It's so beautiful.
So this goes down now. It goes down to a little folly that's down in the back where I like to have coffee in the morning.
They look like the gardens of Versailles. What's your goal here? Are you looking for plush and lush, and are you looking to attract wild animals?
No wild animals. I have Brisbee to keep them out.
Where do you keep Adam and Eve?
Just wild humans. That's who I allow in.
Is that Adam and Eve?
Yes. Have you been watching my dress-up parties, Patricia?
I have been. So let me ask you, when did the two of us meet, and what was your impression? I know that when I met you, I was committed to making you my friend. Do you remember how we met?
Yeah, we met at an industry party, and I believe it was Design on a Dime that we met. And I saw you.
Fighting.
I saw you from across the room, and I just was immediately
Can you back up, Michael? We're at least 7 years ago. And what's happened since then? I remember coming over for a cup of coffee, and oh my goodness, you disappeared into your underground treasure trove. And what happened? Do you remember? Can you share that? Somebody's
Is
suggesting that you go inside, Michael.
oh,
You should go
the
there.
house is
There. Can you go inside, Michael? So we can hear you better. The Wi-Fi is weak. I'm getting tech knowledge from everybody that's watching that wants to hear you. Go in.
is that better?
No. Go
Oh,
in.
I'm inside. I'm right by the router. I can't get any closer to it unless I go into the closet,
Okay.
and I will not go into the closet, Patricia.
Okay, I think that we're better now.
Okay.
That Tom Garudo he's my producer, and he just gave us the thumbs up.
Good.
So you're,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So
So what happened on that morning? I don't really remember, but it was the most memorable. I mean, I'd like to come over for a cup of coffee every weekend if it could all be like that.
So we were talking about clothing, and I for years have been collecting gowns, vintage gowns and dresses, just to the ones that are really beautiful, that are handmade. The construction of these garments just drive me crazy. Anything that's done by hand like that and that's vintage. And I learn a lot from that when I go to do construction for the other side of the company. We had the window treatment and home furnishings. So I had a dress that I had gotten from a client in Newton, Massachusetts. So she had everything custom made. This was probably 1991, 92. And she was moving down to Florida, so she was clearing everything out. And she was having a yard sale, and I went to the yard sale and bought all these outfits. And there was one outfit in particular that she wore to the Kennedy inaugural ball. And it was this yellow metallic corduroy with a cape. And I could think of nobody else but you who'd be able to wear that. So I went down into the archives and grabbed it, and it fit you like a T, to a T. It was unbelievable how that fit you. It just unbelievable. Now, the length, nothing had to be altered on it. It was perfect. And you did it such justice.
And I tell you, I thought that you were just saying, oh, let's see if it fits Patricia. And then you were going to take it back. I mean, I can't imagine parting with something like that, but you gave it to me. And then we had an event that we went to, and I wore Shirley's white kid gloves, and I wore that gown so that you could see that it actually had a life, and it came out into the world, you know, to be shared.
You're going to have to post the picture of it. There's a picture of us together with you in it. You're going to have to post that.
Okay.
Again.
Well, we will. So, Michael, tell me how you do crossing dressing and this appreciation for vintage clothing, and how you incorporate that into the fine work that you do. I know that you do huge interior design projects. And how does that actually work and benefit you and benefit your clients? And do you have like I'd really, more than the details about that, I'd love to hear about a specific client and a humorous story where she didn't want to pay you or something for the fine goods and you had to point it out. I don't know.
So I'm going to be really boring because my clients are really great. And
okay.
I don't have a lot of horror stories. I have construction horror stories, but my clients are usually very good. I think that I think I've only fired one client in 35 years. Because I'm particular about who I sign on. It has to be good for both of us. And and it's a journey. It's a fun journey. And if it's not going to be fun, Patricia, you know, why do it? You know, life has enough drama, and anything you do has enough drama. But you got to have fun with what you're doing. So to make this a fun experience, I do bring fashion into it because I do my homes like I wear fashion. It's a mixture of high and low, and it's a mixture of, you know, couture labels to a Uniqlo T-shirt. And, you know, and that's the way I do design my homes. And my clients appreciate that because they know when I do say we need to spend it on this, they know that it needs to be done. And it's always fun. And I always have one little bit of surprise for them that they don't know is going to happen, that when they get there, they're all excited 99% of the time.
Well, that's great. I have to stop for a moment and say hi to Connor. And I got your message, Connor. I want to tell everybody that's just joined us or that we're here with Michael Tavano, an interior designer who does work that's beyond beautiful with major clients. And Connor is asking me when I'm going to be going on to Dave Portnoy's pizza review. So I do have to acknowledge that I do share my Instagram live with my fans from I would think that Dave Portnoy's pizza review people would unfollow me because I'm so not like, you know, the pizza review type with Dave Portnoy. But so Connor, why don't you write to Dave at Presidente, Stool Presidente, and ask him. So I just needed to give a little plug there. So sorry, Michael, I'm just saying.
That's all right.
We have had a request to tell us about your favorite project, if there is one, like a building project where you took something from nothing and transformed it into something that you were really, really proud of. And then I also want people to know how they can find you. So that's very important too.
Okay. I think one of so I still have my very first client from Boston, and I think the story is about the journey with them, from their first child and doing the nursery, to the teenage room, to the dorm room, to her first home, and then for her baby's first nursery.
Oh
And
my goodness, what a wonderful story.
It's something that I'm very, very proud of, and it's such a wonderful journey of a family, and being part of that family is very special to me. And I that's something I'm very proud of. I'm proud of the fact that to see someone grow up and watch them and how I influenced them with design, and how they appreciated design and understood design through me. And that means a lot. Education means a lot to me. And educating a community in any way, whether it's design or it's.
So I know one thing about you, Michael, which is one of my biggest attractions is your generosity of spirit. You know, it's a term that I like to use. And I know that when it comes to charities and when it comes to giving, that you are very, very involved and you're
No, I'm
so
not.
generous. Is there a favorite? You're a cheapskate and you just look like that. You donate and then afterwards you don't give it and they have to chase you afterwards. So if you could share something about Michael Tavano, that I know you have a lot of fans and maybe clients that are watching our dress up party, my dress up party today. And thank you for getting so dressed up. I'm glad you put your clothes on. I could kill you, you know. I think it was very funny. You're hilarious.
I put my sequence on for you, my zebra.
I know, I love it.
I pulled out. This is vintage Versace. So this is from 1994.
Oh wow! Can you stand up and do a pure twirl? Is Lloyd around to hold your camera?
I'll have to do a twirl with the camera. Wait a minute.
Our camera. You're, I know. So now, so here's my question.
What's your question?
Well, I think you did a great job on that. So this is my one of my final questions. It's 5:40, and I do try to keep the dance party, the dress up party, and then make a little announcement. Are you gonna? Here's my question. If you were to share with everybody that's watching something about Michael Tavano, that it doesn't have to necessarily be shocking, although I would like it to be, that they don't know about you, what would that one thing be that I can't say would make you more endearing, because everybody that I know knows you, really loves you. And believe me, you know me, I don't sugarcoat and say anything unless I mean it. But I'm totally in love with you. Your smile is infectious, and your heart is so big. What was the one thing that you would tell people about you that we don't know? Come on, you're an open book. You told me that. Tell me something kinky. I want something kinky. I don't want to hear kinky, Michael. What? Are you having a moment of silence, or are you stuck on the internet?
Back?
Am
I back?
Let me tell you what's happening. You got frozen, and I thought maybe you were calling me. I don't want to answer that question. Come on, tell us something about you we don't know.
I don't know. I was a big club boy, and I used to dance on speakers with gladiator skirts and harnesses.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Do I have to?
I mean,
isn't that a big enough picture?
No, you might get a new client. They're all laughing. Maricela thinks it's hilarious. She's art for the soul. It obviously is appealing to her soul. Come on.
I used to make our outfits. So there was a group of 4 of us that used to go out every weekend and most nights of the week. And I used to make outfits that we would all wear out on Sunday night. And they consisted of sheer gladiator skirts out of sheer material with a satin band, with white combat boots and white harnesses. The rest I'll leave up to your imagination. You did see me naked earlier, so.
You did have, so you had your own dress up party. Have you been dressing up since you were a little boy? I mean, did you
Absolutely, absolutely. My mother said that I picked out my outfits from the very beginning.
And what did they look like?
I remember one of my favorite outfits was this little Peter Pan collar white shirt with a navy blue pinstripe jumper, shorts. And I had white shoes that went with it, and I wore navy socks.
So that's.
And I was probably about 5 years old, and I remember that vividly.
We all remember what we were wearing at 5 years old. So, I have a show, an entertainment segment of my dress-up party on Fridays at 5:15. And the entertainment segment is called Out of the Closet and Into Your Life. And that particular segment is about going into your closet and finding that one garment, that one dress, that one piece of clothing, not an accessory, that you bought or somebody gave you, or you are saving for whatever reason, and you've never worn it in at least a year or ever. And if you know some of your own personal, fabulous, frivolous friends that would like to go into their closets, and then they come out and they wear that outfit and they tell the story behind it, Michael. And if you would come back, I'd like to invite you to my Friday dress-up party. I know it's going to be difficult because you're going to be traveling. And then you and I can have a lively conversation about each outfit. We have 3 people. And then we strut their stuff, and then we do a pure twirl. And it's really a lot of fun. And everybody has something in their closet, like an incentive piece of clothing that they bought that didn't really fit them in a store.
Right.
And Mariah Carey impersonator, do you want to come on Friday? Why don't you come on and DM me? And then you and I can pick and choose our fabulous, frivolous frock and just have some
I think
fun.
she should. I would love to see her.
Okay. Now, Michael, how do people get in touch with you and find you? Not for your gladiator debut, but for your talent and your expertise in potentially doing a home project. Would you like to
Well,
share?
you can get a hold of me. You can DM me on Michael Tavano on Instagram, and on Facebook it's Michael Tavano also. So on either one of them, you can do that, or it's easy.
Okay. Okay, so the found fashion. I think she already came out. I'll certainly DM you. We've got one of our out of the closets and into your life people, Michael, from this. Is there anything you wished I had asked? I'm having a little separation anxiety because I love you so much. Is there anything you wished I had asked you that I've neglected to say or mention?
No, but I have to mention how fabulous you look and how
Oh,
wonderful your headpiece is. And let's see, I can't see the rest of it. What's the dress?
well, we're not doing the dress. I'm naked from the waist down, just like you were. And so we're not going there. I don't want you to feel all alone and inappropriate. And after this is over, saying, "Oh my goodness, should I said that?" You can't. I feel you can't say the right thing to the wrong person and the wrong thing to the right person. Have you ever heard that?
Right. Oh, and
Well,
Michael Tavano, Jan McClatchy just came on, and michaeltavano.com is the website that you can go to as well. Thanks,
all
Jan.
right, PR girl. Thank you, Jan. I can't wait to meet you.
I know she's not going to be too happy with me being naked at first, I'm sure.
Oh, she'll get over it. She like learned a little something about her client. He's whimsical, he's fun, in a time of, the most important thing that we can actually, and this is where I am actually going to get involved, Michael, and you and I are going to do this together. We're going to get people out to vote so we can change the
Yes,
legislation.
absolutely.
Go. But on a happier note or a different note, my headpiece is vintage from the 1940s. It's all paper.
Wow.
And on a wire frame. And when I first saw it, the vintage clothing dealer held it, if you can visualize this, because I'm not going to take it off.
Right.
And she said it's like a golf visor. She had it turned around.
Right.
And I said, well, how much is it? And she says, it's $50. And I said, oh, okay, I'll take it. And then I put it on, and I put it on like this. And she says, wait a minute, it's $250. Every time she sees me, she wants it back. And then I made my earrings for you today. These are from India. I really thought we'd get a really good. We're going to do your garden tour another time when we really can work out.
And you know how much I love India and how much time I spent there. So I'm glad you made those.
Yeah,
thank you.
And then I'm wearing probably from China, a little dragonfly and some flowers. I mean, it was all about you, Michael. You are flowers bursting and bombing in air. I love you. Thank you for coming to my dress up party.
I love being had, Patricia.
All right, everybody. That's a wrap. See you on Friday where you can strut your stuff.
Stay safe, everybody.
Thank you, Michael. I love you. Thank you
love
for
you
being
too, sweetheart.
such a great party goer.
Bye.
Okay, everybody, that's it. And I want to thank you all for coming today. See you on Friday, out of the closet and into your life. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's so darling. And thank you for coming to my dress up. Mariah Carey, going to see you and send to you. And thank you for a great show, Howard, for staying in there to the very end. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being a part of my life. Bye-bye.